Hey everybody, Dale Raper here on the Bull Mountain Podcast, brought to you by Happy Holly Outdoors. We got a special guest here today. His name is John Godwin. Some of you may know him from a show he frequents quite often. But John, it's good to have you.
I appreciate you having me. It's doing stuff like this is, a lot of people ask me what's the funnest thing that's happened to the show, and I think doing stuff like this, traveling around, meeting people, because there's good people all across America. It really, really is.
In today's time, seems like more and more are focused on the negative things that we see.
Well, they're watching the news.
Yeah, that's it,
Controversy sells, remember that.
Yeah. But there's still a lot of good out there.
It is. America's awesome.
But John, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from?
Well, I'm from a little town called Calhoun. It's in between West Monroe, Louisiana, and Ruston, which is in the northeast corner. So I'm a Yankee, Louisiana.
Yankee, Louisiana.
Yeah, northeast corner. So I've been there my whole life. I lived in West Monroe my whole life. I moved out to Calhoun. It's about 12 miles out of West Monroe. And I worked shift work for 21 years and worked for Duck Commander for 25 years. Matter of fact, I'm going to retire in December, and I'm going to do a little crappie guiding till I get tired of it, and because I love to fish. I've been hunting all my life, so I love hunting. My wife loves to bow hunt. She's just eat up over in whitetail. I call her Pocahontas. She likes to bow hunt, and she will shoot them with a rifle now, don't get me wrong, but she loves that bow hunting. So got one daughter. She's 30, be 31 in October. She's been married for, 5 years, and that's about it.
Ain't got no grandbabies?
No grandbabies yet, but I imagine that's not going to be far off.
Yeah. Is your wife from the same area?
She's from Kansas.
From Kansas?
Yeah, she was
so
born.
Where the whitetail part comes in.
It might be. She was born in Topeka, Kansas, and moved to Vidalia, Louisiana, or Natchez when she was young. Vidalia, yeah. And when she was young and grew up there.
Is your daughter and son-in-law, they live close?
They live about 30 minutes away, so that ain't too bad.
Yeah.
30, 40 minutes. They bought them a nice little house in between. They both work from home, but he has to go in 2 or 3 times a week. So that ain't bad. So my wife was happy with that.
Right.
It's not moving off, way off.
What about, they hunt and fish with you?
She does. He's not the, I guess, he's been fishing with me. And he wants to go hunting, but he didn't grow up in that environment. Yeah, he's more of the pocket protector, pins in your pocket kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
But she is too, so that matches up.
Yeah. It'll all work out the way it's supposed to work out, God's will is going to be done either way,
Oh, he loves her, and that's all I could ask for,
That's right. Well, when did hunting and fishing become a part of you?
Well, I always remember being in the woods. Daddy was awesome. I had a great childhood. My dad was, I can just always, my fondest memory, I'm 61, fixing to be 62, but I can remember him coming and getting me from school. I guess I was in 1st, 2nd grade, and we'd go to the woods during the Thanksgiving holidays, and we had ladder stands. We didn't have box stands where we hunted, and he'd get up on the ladder stand and he'd rake the leaves back from the tree, and I'd sit down at the base of the tree, and he'd wrap me up in that big old coat he had, he's like a blanket.
Yeah.
And he'd see a deer, he'd drop stuff down trying to get my attention. I could say, I still remember that, and that was fun. Fishing, man, the only thing I hated he did was throw them fish in the same ice chest with the Coke. I'd have to drink them
Yeah.
old slimy Coke.
Mm-hmm.
That just burnt me up. I hated that. He said, "Oh, be a man, just wipe it off." I hated that. But now I've been in the woods or on the water my whole life, so I guess it was just fitting. I ended up, at Duck Commander.
Yeah. So, how long have you been there total?
At Duck Commander, I've been
Yeah.
there 25 years.
25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do there?
I build duck calls. I was doing ship. I started off sweeping the floors and tidying up and packaging calls, and then I learned how to build duck calls. And then it was about that time Phil started going to these speaking events, and he was
Yeah.
gone, and he'd come back, and he'd be worried because the 200s, the wooden call, we built it all right there, and when he'd cut that end piece, I ain't too many people can do that. It's
Right.
got to be just right, because that's where your sound's at. And I learned how to do that because I knew that. I mean, he was getting more and more and more and being gone, and
Right.
he was worried about it. So my deal was I wanted to learn everything that was there that I could do to take, so they wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty well what I did. And
I believe he mentioned something about that in his book, one of his books.
yeah.
Something
And,
about that.
but then I went to shipping. I learned how to work on that computer. Boy, that was a bad move on my part because I couldn't leave to go hunting with them. When they'd go out of state, I'd have to
Yeah.
stay home, and
Oh,
I was
man.
doing Walmart stuff and all kind
So
of.
you stuck
Oh,
yourself on that deal.
Oh, I did. I just throwed that center block right down on my foot, But it was good. But I did get to travel a good bit, That was how when I would work shift work for 21 years at Riverwood, and on my 5 days off, I'd go down there and hunt.
Yeah.
Because me and Alan, which is his oldest son,
Right.
we've become good friends, great friends, still good friends to this day. Travel a lot together. His wife and Paul are real close, and he's kind of how I got on there, because I would go even on days off. I'd go down there fishing. 'Cause
Yeah.
he lived right on the river, but I learned real quick at 12 o'clock. Ease up there to that boathouse and get to the house, because Miss Kay gonna be rattling them pots and pans.
Oh, yeah.
And there was some good eating there, boy. We called it the Duck Commander 50. Everybody that worked there, they gained 50, 60 pounds right off the bat. I think it was 100 in my case. So there's some good eating there. And Phil cooks great too, because both of them they both get in there and they something good fishing to come out of there.
Yeah.
It was good. So, and they was gone. It was Duckman 7. Yeah, Duckman 7. They were gone, Phil and Jace, to Texas, and he'd called Miss Kay and said, "I think we can finish the video here." See, that's when we was doing DVDs and VHS, then DVDs. Wow. And said, "We can finish it right here. Get signed Godwin up here." So Paula called me. "What do y'all do?" At me and Si was in the duck blind. Miss Kay called first. She said, "Where y'all at?" I said, "In the duck blind." She said, "Well, y'all got to go to Texas." I said, "Well, if I got to." That's what I said. So it was awesome then. But that's when Phil asked me to come to work for him. So,
Yeah.
And that was 25 years ago. 26, 27. I've been, 25. I worked part-time for a year, and then he asked me to come on full-time. So, man, that was I was jumping up and down. I'm doing backflips in my mind, but I said, "How much it's going to pay?" He said, "Well, get with Miss Kay, see if you don't make it work." Because I had a family. It was a big decision.
Yeah.
Because I worked in a factory with good insurance, good benefit, inside out of the rain, didn't get laid off. And
So you was already blessed.
yeah,
You
and
know,
it
good
was
job.
gonna be a cut and pay, I knew, and I had a family to take care of.
Right.
So it took a long time. It was 2 weeks. We prayed about it, And finally, I just took a leap of faith, just jumped out there, called Riverwood. I said, I'm ready to retire. They said, you ain't been here long enough. I said, I've been there 21 years. They said, that ain't long enough. I said, okay, I quit. I said,
You retiring one way or another.
yeah, I said, I got 4 weeks vacation. I said, I'll take 2 weeks paid, take 2 weeks for my notice, 2 weeks notice that I'm going to be gone. So that's what I did. And the first week when I was working and sweeping the floor, Miss Kay coming there, the first Friday, I'm getting my first Duck Commander paycheck, She come in there and she handed me a check, but she wouldn't let me take it out of her hand. She said, don't cash this till Monday. so I'm like,
You thought,
oh,
no,
no, man, what have I done? What am I going to tell Miss
don't
Paula?
cash it till Monday.
Yeah. So it's been quite the ride. Wow.
So, what's it like behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes,
Yeah.
Duck Commander. It's wow. The Robertsons are a very generous family. A lot of people don't see what I see, but they're a special family. Phil's taught me a lot. Just he always made them kids. He's always portrayed rough and tough.
Right.
But he's always made you Miss Kay like he loves her,
Yeah.
He lets them kids see that he does love her, little things he does, and helping in the kitchen or cooking, them in there cooking together. That'd probably be one of their favorite things.
Right.
And just seeing he's taught me a lot. Yeah. Plus, he's the one that my buddy brought me to tell me about his carpenter friend that changed my life forever. So that was pretty good too.
You got time? Do you care to tell that story?
No, that was my buddy. I used to ride bulls with this boy. I lived with him for a long time, and he moved off. We lost contact. I hadn't seen him for probably 3-4 years, and he called me out of the blue and asked me to come to church. And I'm like, I just busted out laughing because I knew what he was doing. I was doing it with him.
Right.
So he said, no, I want you to come to church with me. I said, nah, I ain't ready for, I'm not ready for that yet. I appreciate it, but nah. He kept calling me every Saturday. Every Saturday he'd call me, ask me to come to church. I'm like, Tony, I ain't going. I mean,
You was probably getting to the point you was tired of hearing.
yeah, I appreciate it, but I ain't going. And about this time, we had to adopt our little girl because neither one of us could have kids, and we was blessed enough to be able to adopt. And at the same time, Paula was saying we need to straighten up. We need to go to church. I'm like, what is going on? That's what what's going on here? But anyway, he called me. He liked to play day too. He grew up play day, and that's like barrel racing and running the poles and doing time with family. And so he always wanted 50 acres so he could have enough room for horses so he could do that with his family,
Yeah.
And he finally got it, and he called me. He said, man, I want you to come see my place. He said, we're going to have a hamburger cooking. I said, oh, okay, free hamburgers. So
Yeah,
I'm
you gotta
in.
go get free
I'm
hamburgers.
in. So I took off over, and it was house church. It was on Sunday night. He slicked me. I didn't. Oh, I was mad. And I went up there. His daddy was cooking the hamburgers, and that was one of my drinking buddies.
Yeah.
So we went up there putting beer in a cup so them church folks wouldn't see us, 'Cause he kept wanting me to come down and sit around the fire, and I was like, no, because he had it out in the pasture. I remember Phil was there. Phil was there doing the lesson. And I didn't know Phil at that time. I'd met him 1 or 2 times, but, I didn't really know him.
Right.
And so that was I left, and it was coming on duck season in the next few months, And I got me an idea because Paula kept wanting me to go to church, and Tony kept wanting me to go to church, and Phil was at Tony's, and I said, I'll go to Tony's church, and Phil will be there, and he'll introduce me to him, and I'll get me a duck call.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to be at church, so Miss Paula's going to be happy.
So this is a win-win either way.
Two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I did, and he introduced me to him. He said, come on down to the house. So I went down there, and he looked at me. He said, Godwin, what are you doing here? I said, he said, you been messing up? And
So he is just to the point, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. And he ain't got a filter. And I think he's got a book named that, Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't want to lie to him, so I said, no. He said, yeah, you have. That's why you're here. He said, and he started telling me about Jesus. He said, do you think there's a God? And I said, I never really thought about it, you know. I mean, I remember going to church when I was little, and we got away from it for some reason, but I remember going to Sunday school and stuff. But I said, yeah, I guess there's something out there bigger than us, you know. If you really think about it, you ever really thought about that?
Yeah.
Just think about it. But I said, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, do you know he loves you? And, you know, the only thing I ever heard is, you got to do this, you know. I didn't know we had such a loving God, but he loved us so much that he became human and come down here and walked with us for 33 years. So we would understand that he understands.
Ain't that great?
It's pretty awesome to think the creator of the universe lowered himself to come down here with his creation because he loves us. And then he died for us.
I mean, that love cannot be described.
No, sir. No, sir. But he come back to life, and he's sitting at the right hand of God. So when we do accept Jesus and we mess up, he said, no. That old devil comes up there and says, what do you do? Look what he done. Look what he done. Yeah. And he said, no, my blood's sufficient for that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's awesome. I never thought it's the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, the gospel. I never thought what that really was. But that's what we do at baptism.
That's it.
So we make a profession of faith. Jesus is Lord. You know why we do that? Because we're denouncing the Lord we've been following, the devil, and acknowledging the one true Lord.
Right.
And we repent. That's just like him hanging on the cross. We're buried just like he was buried in a watery grave, and we come up to a new life just like he come up resurrected. It's pretty awesome.
I'm thankful for that opportunity that he's give every one of us. It's just up to us to accept it.
That's right.
You know,
it's pretty easy.
It is.
A lot of freedom in Christ. Love God and love your neighbor.
Yeah.
That's all he asks.
You know, we're to be servants. You know, we're supposed to put ourselves on the back burner to an extent.
That's
you know,
hard to do sometimes.
Oh, it is. You
Yeah.
know, he never said it was going to be easy, but he's give us what we need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's pretty awesome. My life it ain't been no bed of roses, you know. It ain't no guaranteed you going to have magical powers that nothing's never going to happen. Life happens.
Yeah.
But we have a family, like people, somebody gets sick in the church family, they bring all kind of food over, check on you, stuff like that. It's pretty awesome. You just have a bigger, extended, forever family.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome.
John, we're going to have to take a break here just for a minute. Folks, we'll be right back.
Make your next DIY project a success with a little help from Tiffin Supply. For 75 years, our hardware store has served the community of Red Bay and surrounding areas with premium lumber products, including treated lumber, siding, concrete blocks, and home appliances, including a large selection of windows in a wide range of sizes, all at affordable prices. Now, in our third generation, we continue to have a knowledgeable and friendly sales staff who are eager to assist you with anything you need. We can select hard-to-find items, match paints, and special order customized doors for you. At Tiffin Supply, you get personalized service you can't find anywhere else. We are open Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. Come by or call us today at 256-356-4946. Also visit us online at www.tiffinsupply.com.
I'm gonna need you to go to Happy Holler Outdoors. Get us a new skillet.
That's a 2-day ride.
You best get on. I didn't get the chance to tell you, Happy Holler Outdoors has a website now. I ordered online.
You don't have to shop like a pioneer. HappyHollowOutdoors.com.
Hey everybody, we're back on the Bull Mountain Podcast. Still got Mr. John Godwin sitting here.
Still here.
So after you went and met with Phil and all that, so you went to work a little bit later and all that good stuff. So did you ever imagine that Duck Commander would? What was the first show y'all done? It wasn't.
It was Benelli Presents Duck Commander. We had there was some things going on, and we were Willie took over as the CEO, and Willie is a people person.
I can see
Because
that.
Jace really didn't. He'd go meet with Walmart, when we have Walmart meetings every year,
Right.
For the new stuff that's going to be in the new mods that was going to be out. But Willie really liked to do that, and he was really good. He took Duck Commander to the next level, I think. And we, of course, we shoot Benelli shotguns. We're sponsored by them. And we were thinking about doing a show on the Outdoor Channel.
Yeah.
But we was trying to figure out how we could afford it, because you don't get paid for being on the Outdoor Channel. You pay to be on the Outdoor Channel.
Yeah.
And you get your sponsors or whatever to help you out with that, or you can even, however you work that out in their budget to pay you maybe a little bit to help you out. But they wanted to do a show, which we were excited about. It was like a 30-minute commercial for Duck Commander.
Yeah.
And so that worked out great. So they got, man, I don't know how we killed ducks with all them people behind them. Phil trying to hide them and doing
all them
this.
people and you go to White.
Yeah, God, it's amazing. We had a city behind us, which you couldn't see. It was crazy. But wow, what a blessing. And then the company did go to, we'd sold double the amount of duck calls that we were doing before.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Now, how long did it take before it doubled?
It took, after it started, it just slowly grew when the first episode aired and the second episode aired. Then we started noticing more and more and more and more till it just got about double, and it sustained that. It dropped after the show. It was 3 years. 3 years we was on the Outdoor Channel, and it sustained that for 3 years. And that's how producers seen the show on the Outdoor Channel, and that's how Duck Dynasty started.
Yeah.
He was from Louisiana, used to live in Louisiana, and he was a hunter, so he watched the Outdoor Channel and seen us and thought he could get us on a bigger network. That's what he did, and we was like, we were fired up about it because we was thinking we was going to get hunting on a big network.
Right.
We was going to be the pioneers.
Yeah.
And they said, no, we're not going to film y'all hunting. And Phil said, yeah, that'll work. But as it turned out, they knew what they were doing. It was 11 seasons and 131 episodes. It did work.
Yeah, they knew a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah. But I think the show resonated because everybody's got a crazy uncle, and you know, people like Phil.
Everybody could relate.
Everybody, yeah, and it was just us being us. It was pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Except for Si, we had to rein him down. He wasn't even gonna be on it.
And what was the reason behind that? You told me last.
Oh, he wasn't. Well, they just said they had enough. They didn't need him. And Willie said, you might want to go talk to him for about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
and, so,
And then he was spoke to the camera, right? To start out with.
yeah, he wouldn't. Well, no, not on there. But
well, that was
during the
on-
hunting videos, he wouldn't say nothing. I mean, to get any kind of content, the camera guys would lay the camera down on their lap. They'd have it on, but he'd think it was off and pointed at to get any content. I mean, any communication during in the blind. Because if he knew a camera was on him,
Climb up.
climb up. Phil says, "What's the deal?" He said, "You didn't pay me."
Oh man.
So that was that deal. Yeah, he turned out to be the star.
Y'all had to show him some footage of him on camera then, and then he.
Oh, he said, that ain't me. He said, I don't do that. Yeah, you do. People say, is he really that way? He's worse. But y'all can turn him off. I got to put up with it.
Does he argue with Jace and Willie all the time?
Yeah.
Like was on the show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all the time. They do that on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Because
Just to get him riled up.
who's going to win? Yeah. I'm going to win. Both of them saying that. Oh, it's like a challenge every time they get around each other. They're going to have an argument.
Yeah. How did that change your life?
Oh, wow. I eat a lot better.
Do you?
That's what Phil said. Phil said, we went from pork chops to T-bones. but anyway, it's no, it did. It was I think it was after the first season, my daughter graduated and wanted to go to Disneyland for a senior trip.
Yeah.
So we took her and a friend to Disney World, and somebody hollered my name. They hollered John.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in Florida, so you
Right.
know how many Johns in the world is it?
Oh, yeah.
I just kept walking, and then they said Godwin, and my wife looked at me and said, "I think our lives are fixing to change." But I've never lived so fast, one day at a time, and it's been a blessing. I get to go across the country and speak, like I said. And I think that is one of my funnest things that came out of the show, going and seeing America's awesome. A lot of good people in America. A lot of good people, just like us.
Right.
And just stuff like that. Yeah.
You know, I say that Phil and Jace and Alan, they've been able to spread the word a whole lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna say that. Well, yeah, it enabled them to, because I mean that just opened up a few more
Yeah,
doors. You
getting
know,
on the
a few
internet,
more
yeah.
channels to put it out there.
Mhm.
You know, and they've done a good job of doing it too.
They are blessed with that, telling stories and being able to relate the Bible. Jace gets deep. He'll get
He
deep.
does.
I like to listen to him. He'll make you go back and read stuff again to make sure he's right.
Yeah. So Alan, he's a pastor, right?
Yeah, and he quit, but we really didn't let him quit
Didn't let him
because
quit.
he was taking care of Phil and Kay,
Yeah.
and he's still up there every once in a while,
Phil, he preaches some.
Yeah, he will. He teaches his Bible class every Sunday morning at 9:00. Every Sunday morning.
What about Jace?
Jace, he'll do lessons every once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you do any?
I haven't yet. I would. I'd be scared to death because you're there and everybody knows you.
That's it.
When I'm gone, if I mess up, nobody really knows it.
Yeah. Ain't no
And
big
then if
deal,
I
huh?
mess up real bad, I'm gone the next day anyway. So
Oh man. What was your favorite episode?
my favorite episode was when Phil and Si went to school, and Si was telling them kids about that tiger's getting this man, tearing his arm off, and,
Yeah.
and Phil was cleaning the duck in the class. That was the funnest one to do was Martin's bachelor party where we shot those cannons and
Yeah.
stuff. The pistols we were shooting was in the remember the Patriot?
Yeah.
That was the pistols they were shooting in that.
Really?
And the cannons, yeah. And let me tell you, you never think about it nowadays. Now you think about being in the army and somebody trying to shoot you, and you got one of them muzzle loaders. I mean, this is a regulation
Legit.
muzzle loader
Yeah.
with a flash pan. You gotta pour a little bit of powder in that flash pan. If you cock that gun one way or another, you're dead, because that thing ain't shooting. You poured all your stuff
You
out.
dumped it out.
It is. I'm telling you, I don't know how they did it. That was men back then. That's all I
Yeah.
can say.
That's what old buddy
We're not
mine,
men.
Old buddy of mine told me here the other day. He said that's when men was men.
That's right. Good night. It was because I poured it out 2 or 3 times trying not to, just messing around, learning how to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, good grief. How did they do that? If it's raining, you trying to deer hunt or something, you're out.
Oh yeah, you done. Go to the house.
It's something. It was pretty, but that was the funnest one.
What about Martin? What's he doing?
Oh, Martin, he's still working there too. He's the general manager. He handles all the sponsors and stuff like that. So
Now, is
making sure we're there. He'll call me. You're there? Are you there? I said, yeah. Well, I'm fixing to be down there, boy. I have to load the boat and hurry.
Is any of y'all family other than the Robertsons?
No. Everybody, well, just me and Martin's the only ones that's not family.
Yeah.
I guess we're blood kin through Christ.
That's right.
So I guess we are family.
Oh yeah. That extended family you
Yeah.
were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know? Yeah. What about Isaiah? Something that not necessarily on film. You got a favorite hunting story?
Favorite
Something that's most
hunting
memorable?
story. I guess 2 of them. One of them hunting, and it's not even duck hunting, was my first deer. I shot my first deer when I was 7 years old with a shotgun. I got a butt whooping because I got down from the stand. Daddy said, if you shoot one, you stay on the stand and I'll come to you.
Yeah. Yeah, like that was going to happen.
Oh, I was down. I shot it with 12 gauge buckshot. I was down there. I had his head in my lap and I was petting him, you know.
Yeah.
And Daddy's, oh, John. And I took that flame orange coat off and throwed it down on the ground. I done got hot. And he thought I fell out of the stand.
Oh no.
He thought that was me.
Yeah.
He come over, shuck him cover off, told me I wasn't. And it was the first day of the Thanksgiving holiday. He said, you ain't going to hunt the rest of the week. And I killed another deer about Tuesday. I was back on the deer stand. So, but I got a butt whooping. I won't never forget that. I didn't get off my stand, though.
You stayed in your stand from then on.
I don't even hardly like to do it now.
Yeah, shoot one. You hope somebody's
Yeah,
coming
I'm
to
just staying. Just sit there.
get you. Oh, yeah, lesson
Yeah.
learned.
Yeah, and my wife's first deer. That was pretty cool. The first time I hunted with the Robertsons duck hunting was pretty unique experience. Can you imagine just getting in that blind for the first time?
No, I can't.
Jace and Phil on one end or the other. The first group that come in, I'm like, I ain't shooting. I'm fixing to see what they gonna do.
Yeah.
Cause they was people in it was about 8 of us in the duck blind. And I was thinking, this ain't gonna be good, you know. But man, just the precision of what I watched happen. Everybody shot their lane. Everybody shot in a different place. That's why you see so many rainouts, because everybody's shooting. And the middle guys are shooting the low ones. And as the further out you get, it gets higher.
Right.
And Jason them, Phil, they shooting leaving, and they making the first shots when you shoot and cleaning up. And I've seen them do some things with that shotgun that's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they don't even shoot skeet or nothing. They
They
don't
do.
never pick up a shotgun until the
Till
next
it's
hunt.
hunting season.
It's just something in them. But Phil played football, so
Oh yeah.
I guess he had that lead
Yep.
all the time, you know. It's just natural for him.
What about Jace? Did he track down a coyote? Seen one out of the duck blind?
Oh, ain't no telling what he's saying.
That was on one.
If,
of the, I
if
can't
he,
remember which show.
oh
it was on.
yeah, that was in Nebraska. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is a true story.
Well, I mean that was on. You know, seen it. Y'all was in the duck blind or something.
Yeah.
It went by, and he
Yeah.
got down, tracked it down, and killed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a true story. But he is, if he leaves and leaves that duck blind to go get a cripple, there is a story coming. He liked to drown. I found him. I seen one feather, and there was a ripple under this treetop, and he just barely had that bill sticking. But he'll come back with him. But he'll have a story, boy.
You know, there's a guy that lives here local. His daughter, she was born, or his son, I mean, was born with cleft. You know, and he come up. It's been 4 or 5 years ago, and told me he and Jason, Missy had invited him down to the deal that they have, you know, every year for
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
And he still goes down there, and boy,
That's
that
awesome.
says a lot, you know, about what they have been blessed with and took that opportunity to give back, you know.
Yeah, I was wanting to be at this last one, and I had an event, so I missed it.
But that boy really, him and his family, they really appreciate that. I mean, that done them some good.
Yeah.
You know, they got blessed for sure there. But what about a favorite fishing story or a crazy fishing story?
Crazy fishing story. This was actually filmed on Russ Bailey's Brush Pile Fishing. Now, we was long lining. You know what long lining is? Pulling
Yeah.
jigs behind the boat
Right.
with 8 rods. And you know, sometimes you get hung up. If you catch one, he'll get tangled up in the other line.
Right.
Well, I caught one, and it tangled up in the line, and I was trying to get it untangled from the other line. And as I was doing that, I felt something, boom, and I had a bunch of line already in,
Yeah.
and one of them had hit the tangled up line, and I hand lined the fish in. It's on video.
That worked out good.
It
then,
worked
didn't
out good, yeah.
Catch
But
something
that
like
was cool.
on
I
film.
said, I guess I'll hand line from now on, I guess.
You know, when you started out crappie fishing, did you start out long lining or single poling or minnow
I was
fishing, or
single
what?
poling and knocking the bark off every tree I come to, and went through the jig tying stage back then, and now the jig tying's back big time now with the forward facing sonar. But
Right.
yeah, and got into spider rigging after that, and got to partner with B&M poles, which actually I used even before then. So that was pretty unique to use something that you're advertising that you like.
Right.
Makes it a whole lot easier. And got to fish in Mississippi with some of the big guys, Kent Driscoll, John Harrison, John Mayo, and all them guys, see how they do it, and got into long lining and pulling crankbaits and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it progressed. It's just amazing how many ways you can catch a crappie. And come back to the boat ramp and you not catch many, and there'll be a old man over there, we call them old farts, with an ice chest full, and you will say, how did he catch? And he tells you how he catch them, and you go, how did he catch them like that?
Yeah, ain't no
But
way.
there's a million ways that you can catch a crappie.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so much fun.
What's your favorite way to fish for
My-
crappies?
I love the long line. That's
Do
my
you?
favorite way. I do a lot of the forward facing sonar too. I love that. But long lining is all in all, my favorite. Yeah.
How's that? How do you feel forward-facing sonar's changed the game?
Oh, it's taught us where to look in different places we'd never even thought a crappie would be, and how a crappie will feed down, and just how they act, and it helps you find them a lot quicker, which, I can see where it could be a hindrance to it. Yeah. You got to be responsible.
Yeah. There's a guy telling me the other day, he said that it taught, and he's always been able to catch crappie pretty much year round. And he told me the other day that he decided he wasn't near the fisherman he thought he was. It's taught him a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, crappies being somewhere he never would have thought they'd have been.
That's right.
He thought they never did school up, and suspend where he's found them at, in just different scenarios. But
or you used to go to a brush pile and throw in there 4 or 5 times and they're not there.
Yeah.
But now you go look and there'll be 200 there. They just ain't biting.
biting.
Or they're right there, right beside it.
Yeah.
It's weird how they'll hold beside it and not just in it.
What's your favorite bait?
Crappie, my favorite bait's a crappie magnet. All in all, because it's just the right size. You can throw it and wind it back.
Yeah.
You can dip it.
Single pole.
You can do everything
line,
with
you can
it.
do whatever you want to do with it. And it's the right size to use year round too.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
of course, I like the slab magnets. Anything to do with crappie magnets, I like.
Yeah.
They got from the trout magnet, which we're using for blackfish, them blackfish like them little baits, all the way to the slab magnet, slab curly, stuff like that.
What else here? What tips would you give somebody new to fishing?
Tube fishing tips, just try to just keep fishing. Just keep fishing. If you don't have a boat, you can walk the bank, get you a cork, and you can set it at different depths. You can go to bait shops and ask questions. Don't be scared to ask questions. Try to go with somebody that knows how to fish.
Yeah.
And just keep learning, and be open. Don't think you know it all, because you'll find out there's somebody doing it a little different than you do.
That guy I was talking about, he said there's a student of his asked him the other day, he said, what would you tell me to do if I was to start wanting to go fishing? He said, have fun.
Yep.
So.
Just have fun. Don't start off on something hard. Go try to catch a bunch of brown.
Yeah. Go catch a mess of bluegill. I like eating them too.
Oh, they good.
I mean, I ain't gonna cull much. John, how's your faith play a part in your life?
It's a big part of my life. I don't think I would be here. I don't know if I would be here if I'd never come to Jesus and had faith in it. Life's hard. It's gonna be life, but the way you come out of it, if you didn't have faith, it'd be a lot harder to. Man, it'd be hard. I don't know how people do it that don't have Jesus in their life, because it's more than Jesus. Because there's Jesus and others, like I said, and they help you get through things, and it's just, I mean, it's I don't know how to explain it. It's just,
my wife.
Everything.
My wife, she says, "How did we do it before?"
I know it. I know.
And I mean, that's just because of God's grace, Him watching over us, just
knowing,
giving us the opportunity to use our free will to come to Him.
Yeah, knowing what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
If your life ends, it's not bad. Nothing scary.
I mean, death ain't something that I'm looking forward to at this point in my life.
No.
But I don't have to worry about what's going to happen after that, though.
Mm-mm.
You know.
And that's the number one thing that most people are scared of, besides public speaking, is dying.
Yeah.
Just think of COVID. There's people still wearing masks.
Yeah.
Scared to die.
Scared. I'm glad we don't have to walk around scared.
Mm-mm.
But, well, folks, we got to take another break. We'll be back just shortly.
That was 20 minutes ago. You just gonna have to find a pause.
Happy Hollow Outdoors continues to strive to be your one-stop shop for all your gift, boutique, and outdoor sporting good needs. We welcome you in the store for sales items and to explore the new merchandise we're adding daily. And now, if you can't make it to the store, we want to announce you can shop online. Just go to happyhollowOutdoors.com and see the large selection of items available. Keep coming back to the site. We'll be adding items daily. Find your happy place at Happy Hollow Outdoors or online at happyhollowOutdoors.com.
When it comes to buying land, why not have a team to help you make the right decisions? Tyler and Dale Jeffries can be that team. After all, they've been a team since the beginning. With Tyler growing up playing football for his dad as his coach, they've become Team Jeffries. Now they're ready to make the next big play and a touchdown for you. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or even auction land, let Team Jeffries take you to the end zone and make your dreams a reality. Serving all of Alabama and Tennessee. Visit nationalland.com.
Hey, everybody, we're back on the Bull Mountain Podcast, brought to you by Happy Hollow Outdoors. John, there's one more question here, and we could talk about this one longer than we talked about anything else.
Putting me on the spot.
Yeah. For anyone out there that may be watching or listening to this podcast that's on the fence about their faith, what advice would you give them?
On the fence about their faith. That's, like I said, once you're in Jesus, your life isn't going to be a bowl of cherries. Life's going to happen, but with Jesus, it's way better because you're going to win in the end. At the end of the day, you're going to win. You just have to go through the trials and tribulations that go along with it. Just knowing when I decided that I wanted to start following Jesus and accept him, and once I was baptized, once I knew how much he loved me, because I always thought, you got to act like this, or you going to hell.
Right.
I didn't realize how much freedom we have in Christ.
That's it.
And the freedom you have, just the fellowship you have, but knowing, once I was baptized and knowing what that meant, what that actually meant. You're reenacting the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, just what he done for you on that cross. Everything that you've ever done, wiped clean. He's not going to remember it no more, never to be brought up again. Everything you're going to do is took care of. All you got to do is don't stop believing in him. Don't stop. I believe he is who he said he was.
That's it.
And that's my stand. I'm not going to get off of it.
Right.
Because I have peace of mind of knowing if I go out there, walk out that door right now, get my truck, and another truck hits me, I'm fine.
Victory's already his.
I mean, I don't, like you say, I'm not looking forward to it, but I don't fear it.
Right.
It'll be like, you ever had an operation?
Yeah.
When you die, and they put that stuff and you go to sleep, and then you wake up, it feels like no time has passed.
Right.
Well, we're going to go to sleep, and when we wake up, it's going to be like, and there's Jesus. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. We done a Bible study about heaven. We can't even fathom what it's going to be like.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we know it's going to be great.
Paul seen it, and he
But-
couldn't explain it.
Yeah, I mean, great don't even explain it.
More than we can imagine.
I mean, for his glory to be so bright, there's going to be no sun, because that's what's going to light everything up. I mean,
Look, I've been all across this country. I've seen oceans, beautiful waterfalls, mountain ranges. He just spoke that into existence.
yeah,
Let there be, let there be. But he's gone back to prepare us a place
so what's that going to be like?
that he's putting thought into.
So, I hadn't looked at it that way. I hadn't never thought
It's going
about
to
it
be
like
pretty
that,
awesome.
you know.
Pretty awesome. Because this place is pretty awesome itself.
Oh, yeah. For what we can see here, that he spoke into existence, and he's preparing a place. I mean, we can't even imagine.
No,
I mean, that's just all they are to
no
that.
words for it.
No words.
And I always said my heaven's going to be about 100,000 acres with a big pond in the middle of it. Ducks won't land nowhere but there. 10-pound crappie swimming around in it. And no game wardens.
Ain't that something? That would be something there, wouldn't it?
And it's going to be better than that, because that's just what I can think about.
I want to share a Bible verse. Romans 5:19. It says, "For as by one man's disobedience many were made sinners, so by the obedience of one shall many be made righteous." So, I mean, we're born of a sinful nature, because of the first man that was on this earth that God created. Because of his disobedience, that was our, I mean, God, that's just the way he had that plan,
Yeah.
But he came up with a better plan, and he had that plan all along to send Jesus here. And he died on the cross for our sins. And then he gave every human being the free will to accept that or deny that. And that's a love that I can't fathom that either.
I know.
Loving us that much. Oh,
He couldn't imagine heaven without us, so he brought heaven to us.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I mean,
He can see us and Adam at the same time.
ain't that something? I ain't looked at it that way either.
He's omniscient.
I mean, but anyway, you got anything else you want to add to it?
No, I appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you being here. So, folks, if you're wondering about your faith, hunt somebody up to help you out with that.
That's
There's
right.
folks out there. Just hunt somebody up. There's somebody more than willing to help you out with that. Appreciate y'all listening and watching. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by Happy Hollow Outdoors. Find your happy place.